Aries, how you doing? So I'm going to change things up slightly. I think you're changing things up, or you're looking at your change and your money and the profit that you're making from something, and you're thinking, you know what? I really feel like changing things up. I don't feel like that. I just want to keep doing the normal thing day in and day out and the normal routine. So it's kind of like that. You've got this routine of root, but like roots. You might be eating like roots or a carrot or a rabbit or something like that. Rabbit or habit or abbot, but like I have a habit, and it's like what is this eating roots? Somebody eating roots or eating leaves or stuff like that. So you might be juicing and things like this and having leaves and all that sorts of things, because I'm picking up like organic, like I'm going organic. I'm gonna go organic, or I am organic, or Morgana, or Anna. I'm picking up the name Morgana or Anna. Okay, but I feel like that I want to change things up around my diet, is what I'm picking up. Like I'm having a diet change or a diuretic. Or okay, I'm also hearing diabetic, or a diuretic. I think this came up before in another reading, and it may well have been yours. We're going to look at your partner, by the way, when we do this. But diuretic actually came up in another reading, so I don't know what this is around you, because like I said, when I channel it can be from the Akashic, so which means it'll be the people or messages that you see or witness or that are around you, okay, from soul group energies. So I'm hearing that someone might be struggling with an eating disorder of such, okay, which is food consumption. So I don't know around your soul group if lifting weights, or like going to the gym, or the name gym, jelly and juicing. Okay, somebody here this came up, and it may have been for yours and a couple of others within the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, around someone probably juicing, which was either one, juicing, or using, abusing, maybe drugs or alcohol, I don't know, it can also be food, but I'm hearing that somebody could be using antibiotic steroids, okay, is what I'm hearing, steroids, or the name Steve. Okay, trust me, that isn't me. But like something to do with steroids or Roy, the name Roy, Rogers, Rob, Roy, anything beginning with R, Roy, Rob, Roger. Okay, Roger Rabbit. What on earth would that be? Roger Rabbit? So who was the basketball player that done Roger Rabbit and the other guy that was a basketball player, right? Which was real big, Jordan. So Jordan Gill, something to do with the fish. Pisces, or a Jordan Gill, and boxing. Jordan Gill actually is where I'm from, and actually is a boxer, is going pro. So I'm hearing like I'm going professional boxing, or I'm doing like going professional, doing something professional. Okay, pro, they keep saying pro, go pro. Something to do around camera work, or Cameron, the name Cameron or camera. Okay, but camera work and a GoPro. So I don't know if you're using a GoPro, okay, or we are going pro, like we're going professional, we're going to do this professionally. If we're going to do it right, child, then we're going to do it right with my child this time. Okay, so for a lot of you, if you have got an argument or something on that's been going on with a child that you have, it feels like that you may be going right. Okay, look, we're going to have to do it right. So the name Paul, or Paul Wright, you're right, Paul Wright. Okay, so Kyle or Avery, but like Avery, Kyle Avery is one of my friends. But right also, Paul Wright, or left or right, so some sort of tug of war. The tug of war, if it's not one thing or another, we're waiting for the tug of war. So it's a tug of war, sort of like war games. Oh, well, that's a song, right? So something to do with war games. Unless you're playing PlayStation or Xbox and you play war games on the PlayStation and stuff like that. Let's play war, right? Let's play war. God of War. Okay, so if you are into Xbox, PlayStation like me, you might witness that God of War comes out, or you could have just got a PlayStation 5 and you're playing, I don't know if it was on PS4 or both, but they're saying God of War for some reason. God of War? Well, that's Chiron in Aries. So, well, that's Gemini energy also. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. But the God of War. Very weird messages there for you, Aries. But yeah, I don't know what this is about, juicing or juicing, or somebody that's Jewish, or begins with J, John, okay? They're also saying someone that's in a same-sex relationship. I keep hearing that, J, J, okay? It's in the same-sex relationship. But this drug thing has been coming up for a little while around people that may have been using certain things, okay, and I don't know what that's for, but they keep saying J, okay, but using, but they keep saying also juicing and using, okay, so anyway, but also, very quickly before we have a peek at your partner, okay, because I'll explain as we go on about the tarot reading, Aries, but I'm going to do a video on this for everybody, right, but for instance, right, Aries is, so say for instance I have a Gemini moon, right, I do, okay, which classes as a 6, so I can watch it from my moon sign. Obviously I would watch a Gemini, right, from my moon sign. But because that also represents a 6, right, I can always still watch a Capricorn reading because that is also a 6, right? So you might see, say, like if a water sign came up and it was a court card and it said Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, right? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, in the Gemini reading, that means that that could also be a part of my cycle because it's a 6, because you read from numerology as well. Well, I do. Okay, so when you look at Aries, Aries is a 4. So you can watch a Scorpio reading, right, and think, oh shit, that really does sound like me. Even if you have a Scorpio placement, say if you have an Aries moon, right, Aries is a 4, right? So from your moon sign, you can think, oh, I'm watching an Aries for my moon sign, right? But you can also watch a 4, because that's what Aries is, okay, which is 4. So you can watch a Scorpio and think, fuck, that really sounds like my reading, like it really does, like that's happening in my life. Why is that? Because it represents your numerology, right? So your numerology then would then go to a 4. I'm picking up a 5 and 4, so I'm picking up 9. So I'm picking up Virgo energy being in your soul group here. Okay, I definitely am. And a Sagittarius. I'm picking up Sagittarius, Virgo, and Aries. Sagittarius, Virgo, Aries. Okay, because I keep seeing 5. I keep seeing 5, which would be Sagittarius, also Taurus. Okay, Taurus, commitment, relationship, married. Okay, Virgo, lost, ex-partner, ex-husband, ex-wife. Sorry, so see, this is me reading numbers. Y'all can't see them, right? But I'm reading numbers, right? Because I also see visions in my head of numbers. So I'm picking up Ed, Eddie, or Edmonds, Bury St Edmunds from Bury, okay, or from Bury St Edmunds. Or I'm also picking up, the name Ed or Edwina or Ed, okay. Ted, Fred, came up. Fred, Ted, Fred. Okay, Fred, the film, Drop Dead Fred. Okay, so also very quickly, as I predict things, I can't say this to everybody because everybody slightly gets a little bit strange when they see me or whatever. But I heard, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, I said that I predicted 4 deaths. That 4 deaths were going to happen in my head. I heard, Spirit told me, there will be 4 deaths, okay, that I will witness or channel or see, but witness 4 people that pass. They did, and it happened during the moon of Scorpio, okay. So you could have a Scorpio moon or an Aries and watch Scorpio moon, and it relates to you, okay. Sorry, because I'm having a bit of an awakening around codes at the moment, Aries, but like, 4 people that I know of, and one of them, bless him, I said it for a while because I kept saying D, one of my friends called Dale, okay, actually because I said Percy, right, so I said Percy Baxter or something like this, okay, but Percy actually ended up, for a name that didn't quite come through, was also Pashia, okay, Pashia, okay, because I said Shia Khan or something, and then the energy, I didn't give it time in order to come through. But it was one of my friends, lost his wife. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry if you are watching, but lost his wife to the battle of cancer. She was only kind of my age, bless her. Okay, so that was the 4 in my head. Spirit tells me there will be 4 deaths. I know it sounds very bleak, Aries, but I heard in my head and see it in my head that there will be 4 deaths. Okay, there was in my town. Okay, 4. Okay, so. Yeah, if you haven't seen me before, I am sorry that if I freak you out. But they're saying watch 4. Okay, they are saying, Aries, watch life path number 4, or watch Scorpio 4, right? 4. Whether you have it in your in your mum, it's in your mum. So you might be an Aries mum, and you're an Aries, right? But watch 4, right? So, which would be Scorpio. Whether you have it in your moon, your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus, right? Or your Jupiter, or North Node. It doesn't really matter. But say those, right? Sun, moon, rising, or Venus, right? Just stick with those at the moment. But they're saying that if you have an Aries placement of one of those, you can watch a 4. Okay? Because you can see it from your moon, because we're representing numbers. Okay? So, definitely when I channel, but like I said, if you see a water sign, or if you see like a fire sign come up in another reading, that's because that's within your soul group of your people or your partner, or the representation of number within your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Jupiter. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm confusing people, but I'm going to do a separate video for this for people. Okay, but they keep saying 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, Scorpio, Scorpio. Okay, if you've noticed when I've done Capricorn readings for the past while and I kept saying Steve, 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 I have a Gemini moon, which is a 6. Right? So I'm like, hold on. Right? My head, sometimes Aries, dead. Oh dear, what is this about Ed? Eddie, Ed. Man, I keep hearing the name. What is this around? I don't know. I keep hearing juicing, juice, Jalian, juicing, J. I don't know. The people that don't really understand, when I'm getting messages, they can be mixed signals of stuff, which can give people mixed messages because they'll say, hold on a minute, that's my name, but was that related to the message? Not always. No, not always. Okay. But just look at the messages of what I said around using or abusing, or like juicing and all those kind of things, right? So on and so forth, okay? I also have Aries in different placements of my chart within my masculine side, okay? And Chiron in places, right? So I'm also a big Aries parts, right? So me, I'm looking into a juicer. I am looking into a juicer. If any of you out there are looking into juicing and you're kind of like, hold on a second, that's very strange. So am I, right? It's obviously divine intervention, right? Oh man, I love my gift, man. Some people. I mean, I wasn't offended or offensive. I did reply to that one. Someone was saying around, look, you need to really clean your aura. I mean, bluff. You only have that if you have a fucking, what do you call it, like shoved up your Giro or whatever, and like, you know, you like have a chloric irrigation. But like me, I don't clear auras. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't make any difference. I only do all of this when it's important because it's my job. So I turn the camera on and bam, I'm switched on. You don't see a pen and paper here. Trust me, when I've done Aries, I've forgot about you guys and I've gone on with the next one, right? So yeah, my energy level. I feel like the human body is a very a good way of human consumption of pretty much cleaning itself, because you are toxic waste, right? So you've kind of got this energy that if you've got a high energy level and you're supposed to do it as a job, like me as a masculine, I don't see as clearing auras and praying. It's never going to get rid of your karma. So, you know, you don't use all that sort of stuff and think, I need to get rid of my awakening. It's too fucking late, bruv. You should have took the blue pill or red pill, right? So, you know, you ain't going to stop that. And me clearing an aura, nah, it didn't, like, I don't get that. I don't pay attention to dark energy. I don't. So, you know, so I just have, oh, I'm going to do the magician's table. I keep saying I'm going to do it because people will go on about blocks, right? You're supposed to have a block. If everybody will say, what's my blockages? Why can't I get through to so on and so forth? Why can't I get through to them? Because it's force, right? So planets in spirit will protect a human being to put a wall up to separate people and make them argue to see what you're going to do with it, right? Because you have to spend energy as feminine to give it to a masculine energy, right? Because you have Adam and Eve, right? So when you find an equalizer, or something to do with the equalizer, but like when you find those kind of energies, right, you really start to look at the fact that my body is just human consumption of the fact that if I'm a feminine energy, I'm going to be spending it towards a masculine person, right? But I've lost my flow now. I keep hearing names. Okay. But yeah, block. You're supposed to be blocked. You're supposed to have a block, right? Because there are conditions to life. You know, if you say yes all the time and people use you and abuse you, well then you're supposed to have a boundary in life to say no, right? So that means that there is a condition to anybody in life. You have to say no. You can't say yes all the time, right? Love is just a feeling, right? It just, you feel, right? But I can assure you, no matter how much you love someone, you get pissed off with people at times. And if you do, then there's a condition for you, right? So if a spirit separates you for a time of anybody in your soul group, it's for a reason, right? It means that you have to have an argument in order to release anger. Because if you don't do it in one way, you'll do it in another, right? So you'll piss people off by having a guard, by being a masculine energy that people can't seem to get through. Your feminine energies think that you get it worse than the masculine energies. Fuck no, bruv. Of course not. They get it in their ear hole for being a man, right? For doing what they want. You don't never pay me any attention and all that sort of stuff. But if a guard and a block and separation has come up, it's only a planet or a spirit that has said, hold on a minute, something doesn't feel right, you're not going to be doing to this person, because what is hidden behind the shadows of the hidden book of knowledge, right, and what is hidden behind Pandora's box and what is supposed to be hidden, where you get the moon, you get 9 Virgo energies, things that are supposed to be hidden in life, is the fact that you ain't supposed to know it, right? So if you feel it, right, and the spirit is telling you, hold on a minute, we're going to protect you here because this person, stuff that hasn't told you about it, secrets and lies, that they haven't told you of anything, right, we're going to cause a breakup and a separation to see what your response is. Action and response times. Anger management. Okay, so what's your response going to be when we cut you off financially? What's your response going to be when we're not giving you what you want? You'll just straight away as a human think it's a human. You will, right? But it's a spirit. So what we do is we blame, right, a human. But if a human is a spirit, and I can connect with all of this knowledge that I have never read a book in my goddamn life because I am dyslexic, also, right, then if I have all of this knowledge, where does it come from? The hidden book of knowledge of the Akashic records, right? So it's natural, right? So if it's natural and I'm supernatural, then what cleans me? Spirit. By doing what? Opening up my auras naturally to listen to a pure energy source. So it's a consumption of where spirit keeps me alive. Then keep the spirit alive, then a desire. Then keep the spirit alive. Right? Does anybody get it? You all caught on yet? Sorry. See, a little bit condescending there. You know, this should be an educational video, bruv. Really. But, you see me, I'll do this and I'll forget that. And I'll say in the next one, you know what, I really should be doing the Magician's Table and the Akashic Records. And then I'll forget all of that and I'll be like, fuck, what did I say? It's info from the Akashic Records. Right, I forgot it, and then I'm like, okay, just go on with the next person, the next, you know, next. Who's next? Some of you are having your weave cut off, or Steve cut off. Someone's going to cut Steve off. Oh no. What, me? Someone's cutting Steve off. Going to cut Steve off. Custody, a custody battle that you may have going on around a Kirsty or a custody. Okay, the names. But something to do with around a custody battle over children, kids, argument with your children over relationships. It's over. They're saying that it's over. It's over. It's over before it began. It's like, well, it began and then it's over. Shit, what are you on? A make-up, breakup situation? Why do you think that I had this tattooed on my arm many, many years ago when I was waking up? I've been asleep for years. This is another thing, Aries. Well, I'll give you a minute. But this is another thing, right? I've been waking up for years, right? If you look at an awakening and people think, you know what, I need to clean my aura and do all of this stuff around like crystals and everything else in order to be able to stop my awakening. Shit, bro. If you look at it, the fact that I've been asleep for like 25 years and then I started waking up spiritually, right? Do you want to go back to sleep? Because you can't, right? You can't sleep. Nine of Swords. So are you struggling with your sleep at the moment? Sleep apnea. Some of you might be like myself, going to the doctors for a sleep apnea clinic, okay, and having your CPAP, having a CPAP, I'm hearing CPAP, okay, or SID, or Sydney, Australia, but Sydney, okay, or going to have a CPAP, or you are a person that deals with all these kind of things at a clinic, okay, clinic. Breathing. So if you've noticed, through 3 of my angel radios, they all mention breathing. Why is that? Virgo energy, purgatory, right? Hidden messages in music, right? Listen to them. Breathe, right? Moon, 9, Pisces, Virgo, polar, someone that's Polish, or polar, right? Pool. Somebody lost their mum. Somebody lost their mother. Okay. So, oh man, I ain't going to go into this because I can see, everybody be like, oh, fuck, who is this idiot? We want a tarot card reading. Sorry, Aries. So let's have a look at, right, your partner, but I'll also see in this the external people from you as well, right, of what is going on with them. So show me what is going on, right, around Aries. What are the energies that are going on around Aries from the 14th until the 21st? What is going to be going on around Aries from the 14th until the 21st, around their partner and people? Fighting. A lot of people are going to be fighting for attention. You may see this within a Taurus, okay? A Taurus, a Taur, or a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Taurus, okay. Competitive, I'm competing. I can't beat you. I can't eat you either, right? Something around an eating disorder around eating, okay, or beating, or someone's beating someone up, okay, physically or mentally, okay, but it's going around and around and around and around and around, okay. So it's, yeah, you're probably arguing quite a bit here, right? Could be apologetic, like somebody that always apologises to someone when they walk off. They say, "Look, I'm sorry, come back." I said, "No, hold on a minute. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." Yeah, you did. That's why I walked off. You did mean it. Okay, so it went round. So someone sees someone as quite aggressive here. So what's been going on around Aries? What's been going on around Aries? So you might see a lot of people like having like tit for tat arguments. Everybody like breaking up, fucking arguing over things, over like unnecessary things. Because believe it or not, this is a drama out of a crisis. Because it's a minor arcana card. But everybody's been going crazy at the moment, right? Everybody has been going crazy at the moment. So there's been a lot of people that have lost people. There's been a lot of people that are actually started to argue for no reason apparently at all. Some of you are mentally abused and mentally manipulated by certain people in your life, okay? Because this person plays games, too many games. Michael Douglas. Name Michael or M or Emily or Emma or M. Okay, but Michael also. Mike or Michael. This will also be an Aquarian energy. Okay. Let's see. Aries, what's been going on around Aries? 2 here, and also, yeah, an ultimatum. You see, you've got all minor cards that actually mean something important to a person, you know, because it's kind of like, well, you don't really mean anything to me. It's like, of course you do. Why do you keep getting me to apologise for you? Why do you always give me an ultimatum in life, right? You're giving me an ultimatum. You're telling me that if I don't soon start doing something that you're going to leave. Why? Right? Yeah, well, I can't stand being around you because I got triggered, I got mirrored, and you started to tell me all of these things that made me feel bad. So you make me feel bad about myself, not good about myself. Well, what's the matter now, sad sack? It's like, well, I can't do this anymore, bruv. I can't keep doing it. I can't keep putting on a performance and a show just for your need, right, here. So around you, this could be around sex. This could be a sociopath energy, right? Because it can be phallic, right? So it can be someone that's very strongly passionate for you, but then if someone was very strongly passionate for you, why would they keep needing an apology in order for an argument? Because if this has been an argument, this can be someone that either one accepts apology or wants an apology for your behaviour. So you can have kids, children around you at the moment that you see that are actually like, everybody's arguing over everything and everybody's like, and you're like, geez, man, what the hell is up with everybody with all of these goddamn ultimatums of forcing me to go to work? What are these people that force me with ultimatums to tell me of my life, how to run it, right? How to run my business. How is it that you can tell me to mind my own business? Just mind your own business. So you've got things around a 5 here. So it's kind of like, yeah, but mind your business. Like, why are you always in my business? Why are you always in my way here? Some of you run a business together here. But like I said, it depends on who you have the most amount of arguments. But these can be very minor things. It's either very major for some of you out there, relating to a Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Jupiter, or a very minor thing. Right, but trust me, these little minor blips in life, they soon start to turn out to be quite a major incident, right? So you're seeing things at the moment that are around you that are very minute, but quite large for others, right? Large, little and large. Something around diet, or someone's really, because this can also be, I'm really struggling with my diet, I'm really struggling to have motivation, okay? Because I'm struggling to cope, right? So somebody around your 5, which would be house, home, business, I'm really struggling to cope. So if that's where you've got sons, daughters and people around you, which you will have every day, you're struggling to cope, to coexist with what's going on with a person, right? Because this is other people external from you. So I'm finding it very difficult to cope with what's going on with you because you're arguing with people. You're making it worse, you're not making it better. So if you're interfering into someone's life, or they're interfering with your life, somebody isn't making this any better. You're making it worse here. You're making it worse. So here, somebody could actually be aggravating themselves, right? Here. Because they may be finding out info that they don't like, right? They may hear things from someone or something that they don't like, right? I don't like what it is that you do, right? I don't like the way that you talk to me. Here. So if this person individually isn't communicating, because you more than likely aren't, right? If this is that individual that goes into their head, they go into their head a lot. They could have an Aquarius moon sign, this person. Could have an Aquarian moon, okay, or an air sign moon sign, okay? But it's normally an Aquarius moon, really, for me, or an Aquarian. But it's repetitive. It's a repetitive cycle. It's Michael also, or Mike, okay. It doesn't have to be the person that's causing the conflict. It's just this person is going through something at the moment here. So what's going on externally around Aries? 7 of Wands. So you see, you're seeing a lot of people that are learning. Because they look crap, but they are good, because this is a condition. It's something that I've learned what people are really like, you know. It's just that everybody seems to be arguing and cutting each other off and cutting each other out. I'm not prepared to put up with that shit, right? In my life, it's a boundary. I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not going to put up with you keep constantly arguing with me, and I'm not going to put up with you keep playing mind games with me constantly over and over and over and over again, right? Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, okay? But you always give me an ultimatum. You always force me to do something that I may not want to do, because Spirit has pretty much told me that this really is not a good idea, because I feel my way through the energy. Yeah, but you don't have any feelings for me. Why don't you? Well, why don't you do something then? Right, here. So a person can question your reality and say, well, why don't you do this then? Well, why don't you do that? You know, control is built off what you're supposed to go through, right? So here, you've got someone that is going through all of this in their head. Well, if I'd have only just done this, if I'd have only just said it that way, if I'd have only just performed things or said things a different way, it may have worked out, but it didn't. Because I was repetitively playing something over and over and over in my head, and because I did, I ended up getting offended by what you said. You took an offence to it. So because somebody took an offence to what it was, Spirit was like, oh, okay, if you're not going to admit all that stuff that's actually hidden behind the shadows of oneself, as a spirit, we'll just make that happen, and you'll think that it's the human, right? Because Spirit makes a person do things in their head, right? Because it's written within their moon, right? So it's written for people here to have had a breather and to have a break, okay? So your person at the moment probably seems to be getting very angry around people in general, because it's trying to control also what people do, right? Which means that I can have, but it doesn't have to be anything major. It can just be a minor thing. But it might be to this person, but to these people, some people here take an offence to it here. Take an offence, right? So I took an offence to what you said. I don't like the way you act in front of people. I don't like what you do. It makes me feel embarrassed here. So it can be like, you know, you make me feel to be embarrassed around you here. Okay, or the name Andrew. But I took an offence to that. 7, 8, 9, okay, which is a 9 of wands. So you've definitely got control, right? You've got Virgo, Leo energies. Virgo, Leo energies of cross comparison of chart here in your soul group. And people are really struggling in their relationship. So if you've got children, right? If you've got children or friends that you know of that could be Leo, Virgo here, they're going through something at the moment where they're finding it very difficult to cope. But like I said, because I read soul contracts, right, you have to also understand that I'm looking at a lot of star signs in each sign. So what I'm looking at externally for you guys during this time here is that anybody that you know or that you interact with and speak to daily that you know are Leo placements and also Virgo placements are really struggling in their relationships at the moment here. Because you've got a lot of free, what people call as that they think they have free will by a preordained destiny, right? But this card here means a new person, but it also means a friend, okay? Because it's fresh, right? So it's a fresh wound. Somebody opened up a wound here, okay? So again, somebody opened up to somebody, and what it caused was more of an argument for opening up. Is that we reconciled for a little while. I opened back up the possibility of actually going back into this 5, but because of all what was done and everything that was said here, it ended up causing these 2 cards here, which is where I felt as if you were controlling me, right? And I can guarantee you, or the name Gary or Tina, right here, but I guarantee you here that a person here, if struggling with their relationship, right, they would go off as a human being towards another person. So they would go off towards a family member that has the same placement somewhere, and they would go through this, because you can't afford things, they're saying, but you can't avoid your some people can't afford something, is what they're saying. I can't afford it, but here I can't afford to do this anymore. But for some reason, when people go off, they try to avoid their karma through 1 in 7. They try to avoid things in life that they have to experience. So they have to experience with it oneself. But a human being will go off to avoid their karma that they don't want to listen and don't want to know. And they would go off and spend that karma with another person. So you've kind of got this, so where are you going to spend your energy? Where are you going to spend your money? You know, what are you spending your money on? Who are you spending your time with, right? So you've got this complaint system of like spending money here around you. Somebody that can question something about, where did all your money go? Where did all your money go? You've just earned all your money. Where did it go? Somebody could also, what I'm hearing here, is fearful of actually telling anybody how much money they have or earn. Because if this is a family situation and somebody is a controlling person here, because they really could be here, if there's a controlling person around you in your soul group or family here, there might be where I'm hearing, like, if I end up telling you and being like frivolous and saying, you know what, I'll do that for you, there could be a person says, well, where did you get your money from anyway then in order to do that? And you're like, well, hold on a minute, I just agreed I was going to do this for you, right? Well, can't you just take it as face facts and just say, look, I'll just take it, you know? Why question me over money? Why question me over finances? You were struggling. You were struggling to cope financially or cope with something. I just offered you support financially or physically, and you basically just fucking threw it in my face and made me feel shit here. I just offered you help. I just offered you support. Why throw that back in my face when I'm actually here to help? So if this is anything what I'm hearing financially, somebody could have made a financial promise to someone and say, look, you know, I'll pay if you want. And then someone says, where'd you get the money from? Well, it's mine, I've got it. Yeah, well, how much do you get then? How much do you earn? You're like, hold on a minute, whoa. Why does that matter? I've just said that I'll help here if you want me to. So you can have someone that plays mind games around money here, right here. So because there isn't any here, so like I'm saying, if there isn't much money of something with a person that doesn't have much money or that doesn't have much support or help, you offer this person help and they throw it straight back in your face as an offence. They take an offence to actually trying to help someone. You're like, look, I'm trying to help you, right? I'm trying to like support and help you. What, by doing that? By throwing it straight back in my face, right? I just came over in order to say, you know, if you want some help or blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no. And you're like, Jesus, fuck, bro, what's the matter with you? I don't want to know. Just leave me alone. All right. But if this is financial and there's no money here and someone was struggling financially and you think, you know what? I'll help you out, right? I'll give you a loan or I'll just help you out. I'll pay. What do you mean? No, I could do it myself. You're like, where'd you get your money from? You're like, what? Hold on a second. Why question me? It's not the Spanish Inquisition. Why question me? Why make me feel crap? I just offered you to do something for you and you basically said, no, I'll do it myself. You're like, okay, bruv. You do it yourself then, boo. You do you, I do me. Right. So that's the story so far. So basically, the external energy around you, your partner, possible, but if it isn't, just still look for your siblings, right? Somebody's really struggling at the moment, okay, in their head. Somebody feels as if they're in their head, like constantly, okay. And they feel as if they've been argued, and that they've had a breakup, and that they went their separate ways, but the person is still coming back. They're still energetically here. This person individually, as another person, is thinking of how to approach this again because they realised that they got cut off at the knees. They split up and they broke up and they got cut off, right? So because they did, that could have been financially or within love. But because that happens, this person now is contemplating their next move. Separation is good through this time here. Okay. Some people see separation as a bad thing. They do. It's a good thing because people need to really start to contemplate their next, well, your next cycle. Your next cycle. Okay. So that's your reading so far. That's your channel messages and also tarot reading. I might change things up through Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, Life Paths, but still you can watch all of them and see if they represent. But just keep in mind that of what I said around you being a 4, that you can also watch Scorpio. Okay, whether it be your Moon, Sun or Rising, if you have an Aries part of that, you can also watch Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Okay. And then if you know anybody that is a Virgo or a Leo and a 9, like Pisces and the Moon, right, you can watch the 9 and think, shit, hold on a minute, it sounds like my Pisces friend. Right. But there you go. All right. So thanks very much, Aries. If you want to join, you can, but this is only really supposed to be for patrons. I'll just change things up all the time. But your last reading for the last week of the month will only go to Patreon. So if you're wondering for the last week or for that I don't come back on YouTube for a while, that's because I'm doing readings for patrons. Okay. This one goes to the full access bundle. Everything is over there, like plethora of readings that you can continually to watch and info and stuff that I come out with and channel messages. I'm going to now start doing your 14th until the 21st to have a look at you, okay, and see what you've got coming up for the for that week. But it can also be extended, but it only goes to the full access bundle. If you get very confused and you don't know what or where, or if you want to, you can check the video that is provided below that says Patron, all about Patron, and it'll explain everything for you before you join. But you can read a lot of things over there because they do describe it in the descriptions of each tier, okay. Patron is, when you look at Patron, it'll explain it in the tier itself. But there is also a video there, but it goes to the full access bundle. And then we look at your weekly, okay? But it'll be the 14th until the 21st, okay? All right, Aries, any info that you like, Angel Radio, all that kind of stuff, free music, links, all provided below, okay? All right, guys, thanks very much. I'll see you soon.